Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations. Much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. It's your brother Chayan Apash coming at you with another lesson. This lesson is going to be entitled, All Esau's Wickedness Will Be Revealed. You know, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai is going to fully expose these Edomites and all their secret operations that they've been doing. And it's going to make people look at him very narrowly. You know, as the scriptures speak about, he shall be greatly despised. And yeah, that's through the revealing of his nature, okay, and who he truly is. And I want to play this video real quick. This is going on. This is something that was going on in Jamaica. It's in the 1980s. You know, Esau is responsible for a lot of blood, even blood that we don't know about. But all of those things will be uncovered.
Stories that we were able to document in some detail was the whole scope of CIA activities, similar to what the CIA did in Chile, and which was documented by the Senate Select Committee, was the whole covert action program in Jamaica in between 1976 and 1980. And we did a great deal of research into that. There was a fire, for example, that took place in Jamaica of an old people's home. I think 150 old and infirmed women, many of them blind, were living in this home. And as it turned out, the place burned down in the space of about 8 minutes, 7 or 8 minutes. It was discovered that the phone wires had been cut and that the exits had all been blocked. Even those who could see their way out could not get out. That the means by which the fire was set was the use of a petroleum jelly, which was unavailable in Jamaica. This was one indication, among others, that there was outside help. Why would the CIA, you might ask, why would the CIA want to murder 150 old women? It was because it was an effort, part of a very large-scale effort to discredit the government in Jamaica, which was at the time headed by Michael Manley, the prime minister. There were images produced of Michael Manley in the media, in the Daily Gleaner, which was the newspaper which the United States, through the CIA, helped to support. And there is a good deal of evidence of that. There were images of Michael Manley showing a death mask. I mean, it was his face which had been somehow made to look like a death mask, although it was pretending to be a photograph of him. And there were many ways to try and discredit him, and that's, of course, what the CIA proceeded to do in Chile, and that's what they also did in Jamaica.
They also furnished a lot of munitions and assistance to the terrorist squads that were going around killing people in the cities and also in the countryside in Jamaica as well.
That's correct.
Well, John, you had a trip down to Jamaica, and you saw a lot of these things about Jamaica with your own eyes, right?
Yes, indeed. A very moving, a very interesting trip to me to see a target country at a time in the height of a CIA operation when I was completely outside. So there's no way that I could see the problem that journalists have always had when the U.S. government was targeting on a country in a situation, trying to destabilize it, overthrow, or manipulate the elections or whatever, of trying to figure out what's going on when you don't have access to all of the flow of cables and the discussion.
One of the big stories.
So, as you can see, you know, as the scriptures say, he does not hate blood, you know, and therefore blood is going to pursue him. You know, it's nothing for them to take out hundreds of people or thousands of innocent people to destabilize or to push forth their agenda, or just to experiment with a weapon like they did in Panama, right? You can go and see the documentary Panama Deception, which there was a purpose behind that, the Panama Canal, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, Esau will stop at nothing to attain his goals. And the Heavenly Father, through his son Yahushua is revealing Esau more and more through this internet. And this is why they have to get control of the narrative, because they're not looking good, right? They didn't intend for the state of Israel to be looked at the way it's looked at right now, but it's looked at that way because you have the internet. All right. And the internet, people, it's unfiltered. You know, people could post whatever news they're getting in real time. OK, so Esau is losing the narrative, and soon it's going to get real out of control, where everything about Esau and his government is going to be revealed. Even these regular Edomites, because they've done a lot of wickedness and evil. OK, this is Psalms 64 in verse 8. It says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Okay, what does it mean they're going to flee away? That means they're going to want nothing to do with them. They're going to look at them as a despicable people, right? Now let's go to Obadiah 1 in verse 1. It says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is set among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Okay, so the despising of Esau, meaning to look down upon him. Matter of fact, let's look up this word despise in the Hebrew, is going to increase because of the truth about him is going to be revealed. This lie that he has pushed in his media through witchcraft is going to be debunked. This is the word for despise. It says bazah, and it says to despise, hold in contempt, disdain, to despise, regard with contempt, to be despised, to be despicable, to be vile, worthless. See, so they're going to look at Esau as a worthless individual, a man that is not fit to rule. Okay? And when Esau sees that people are looking at him like that, what is his mindset? His mindset is to attack. That's his mindset. Okay? You got Edomite militia groups that are ready to accelerate the downfall of this society, so that they can start putting other nations to death. This is the things that they're talking about, especially you Jakes. Okay, so it's about to get bad for you. All right, but the point is that Esau is being revealed, and it's a beautiful thing, and that's all through that internet that the Heavenly Father set up. Matter of fact, let me get what's going on here. Okay, let me get I could get Psalms 19, right? Because that's also that's how this information spreads. Matter of fact, let's get that first. This is Psalms 19, and in verse 1 it says, the heavens declare the glory of the Most High, and the firmament sheweth his handiwork. Right? So what's in the heavens? What do you have in the heavens? What do you have in the heavens? You have the satellite system. Okay? Salaki, you have this satellite system. All right? It says, day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night sheweth knowledge. That's us. Okay? That's the men of the Lord constantly prophesying and speaking, the things that are happening and tying it to the scriptures. Okay? It says, there is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line is gone out through all the earth. How is it gone out through all the earth? Through the internet. The apostles and elders didn't have to travel to these different places in order to wake us up. They didn't come to Canada to wake us up. We got it through the internet. Okay? And their words to the end of the world. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun, which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race. Okay, so let me get Job. This is Job 20 in verse 27. And there's so much wickedness. Esau has done so much, huge acts that caused the death of many, and these different coups and different rebellions and these things, that these atrocities and massacres that happen in these different places. And you think it's the people of that nation that's doing it. You're like, oh man, those people are crazy. But really it's the so-called white man that's behind it. That's really the cause of that. Okay? Like, for example, Hotel Rwanda. I remember seeing the movie of that. I said, man, this is horrific. That was a horrific movie growing up. I was traumatized. I said, man, I don't want to go to Africa. Okay? Because you see that, you think them people are pretty much, they're demonic. But when you find out, Esau was behind that. Okay? It says, Job 20 and 27, it says, the heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. The heaven revealing his iniquity is what? That's the satellite. That's the internet. Okay? Okay? The increase of his house shall depart, and his good shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from the Most High, and the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High. Right. So Scripture says, because of iniquity, riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So you're not going to be able to enjoy this kingdom, okay, because of all the wickedness that you've done, all the blood that you shed. Right? It's nothing. Blood is nothing in their sight. Okay? This is Esau. This is how Esau operates, man. This is Isaiah 26 and verse 21. It says, for behold, Yahweh cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain. All this slain, all this blood that Esau has shed, we have not even seen we have not even seen a percentage, a large percentage of what Esau has really done in the earth. We've seen a small fraction of what Esau has done in these history books. And this is why they fight against critical race, what they call critical race theory, but really it's critical race fact. A theory is something that's not a fact. We're talking about actual documented history that they're trying to call theory. It's not theory, it's documented history of these Edomites and what they've done. Let's get Isaiah 47. Okay, this is Isaiah 47 in verse 1. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstone and grind meal. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen, and thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. As for our Redeemer, Yahweh of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt, and this is speaking about the Edomites ultimately, right? When you go to Psalms 137, it mentions the Edomites as what? The daughter of Babylon. The daughters of Babylon. Okay? For thou shalt no more be called, and it's also speaking about the Babylon the Great, which is America. Okay? For thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst shew them no mercy. Right? That was an example of what we saw in the video. That was merciless. Those were blind old women that he burnt in a fire and made sure that they couldn't leave and got burnt up. That's cruelty. That's wickedness. But these are supposed to be civilized people. These are devils and demons, man. Okay? Thou didst shew them no mercy. Upon the ancient, when those were old women, hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever. So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. See, y'all, you Edomites did not remember the latter end of your actions. Okay? But the latter end of your actions is destruction from the Almighty, man. Okay? Let me get Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, man. This is Habakkuk 2. In verse 1, it says, I will stand upon my... Oh, no, excuse me. It's like it's verse 4. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. See, so he's wicked by nature. And there's nothing you could do. You can't change him. He was made to be wicked and then destroyed. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him? And say, woe to him that increases that which is not his. And how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Shall they not rise up suddenly again? Suddenly that shall bite thee. Let's go. Yes, this is what I want. It's like I read that whole thing, but that's okay because that's dealing with the characteristics of Esau. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of them that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. All right, this is what Esau has done. This is what Esau has done. He's cut off so many people, and it's going to turn right around to bite him because he has to pay for that. All right? And not only is it going to come with the judgment of the Lord, but before the judgment, it's going to come with shame, great shame. Okay? So, I'll play this video one more time. Actually, you know what? The video is gone, and I'm not going to go back there to get it because the way this phone is set up is pretty annoying to use. I'm going to have to get back onto the computer. But you saw the video. You can bring it back to the beginning and watch the video again and see the type of evil that Esau does. And many more evils and atrocities are going to be revealed in these latter days. With that, I'll say, Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Shalom.